Hey, third graders, today's lesson is called Word Problems with Unknown Starts. We are going to look at yesterday's journal question. So flip open your math journal and make sure you're on page for April 29th. Carlos had two $5 bills, 3 dimes, and 2 nickels. He spent $9.65. How much money does Carlos have left? So how did you solve this? Well, third graders, first I added up the money he had. $5 plus $5 equals $10. I added up my coins and I got 40 cents. 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 5 equals 40. And then I subtracted $10.40 minus $9.65. And I got 75 cents. And you can see my subtraction problem here, third graders, and how I did that. I didn't have enough ones, so I had to go into the tens. I didn't have enough hundreds, so I had to go into the thousands place. But you know, I really could have just counted up from 965. This is how we did some problems earlier in the year. I counted 965 up to $10, and that's 35 cents. And I added that 35 to the 40 cents, and I got 75 cents. So I could have done it that way too. Okay. All right. Before we open up our math workbooks, I want you to look at a couple problems I have here. I have two problems to review for unknown add-ins. Problem 1, Asha made 15 friendship bracelets. 6 were pink and the rest were blue. So how many bracelets did Asha make? Well, third graders, if you look at a math mountain, 15 is our total. One of our add-ins is 6, that's the pink bracelets. The other add-ins, we don't know, but we know that it's blue. And so there's a box there. Now, 15 equals 6 plus something. How do we solve that? 15 minus 6 equals, and the answer is 9. And you can also see the related addition problem because addition and subtraction are inverse operations. They undo each other. Problem 2, Faith has 13 stuffed animals. She gave some of them to her sister. How many now Faith has 5. So how many did she give to her sister? She has 13. That's the top of our mountain. She gave some away. We don't know what that is, so that's a box. But she has 5 left. Okay, so 13 minus something she gave away equals 5. Okay, or 5 plus something equals 13. How do we solve? We need to subtract 5 from 13 to figure out 8. Okay, let's look at also review of unknown factor problems. Drew some of these pictures yesterday. Remember this picture, the repeated addition, really looks like a math mountain, doesn't it? 28's at the top. All right, let's talk about number 3 first, though. Wyatt is making 32 granola bars. He plans to give some friends 4 bars each. So how many friends will get granola bars? So we've got a quick array drawing here. We don't know how many friends, but we know he wants to give 4 to each, and he's got 32 bars. Okay, so blank groups of 4 equals 32, and we used a variable b to stand for our blank. Okay, the pet shop has 28 swordtail fish. There are an equal number in each of the 7 tanks. So we've got our 28 at the top. We've got 7 tanks. How many do we put in each? How many fish are in each tank? So 7 groups of something, or F for the variable, equals 28. So our answer for number 3 is 8. Our answer for number 4 is 4. All right, great job, third graders. We're going to go on and get our math books open to page 397, and I want you to look at these problems, and they're going to be a little bit different because we have to figure out the unknown start. Understand what kind of operation you're needing to do. Draw, make equations, solve your work, and then third graders, check your work. Check your answer to make sure you answered what the question is asking you. You're going to solve each problem and label your answers. Let me read the first one and let's think about it together. Greta put some beads on a string, and then she puts on 70 more beads. Now there are 130 on the string. How many beads did she put on the string to start? So we don't know how many she started with. She adds 70 more and she ends up with 130. Third graders, work on these problems right now, 1 through 4. Pause the video so that you can work on them. Then we're going to come back and talk about them and see what we need to fix. All right, third graders, let's look at our answers. So for number 1, we are looking at how many beads. That's the one we just read together a few minutes ago. And she has some beads on a string, and we don't know how many she started with, but she adds 70. So to figure that out, we have to do 130 minus 70, okay? And we get 60 beads, okay? For number 2, she puts beads on a string, and then 70 fall off, but we don't know how many she put on to begin with. She has 60 still on the string. So what do we have to do? We know she has 60 left. She put 70 on, but what did she start with? Okay? Sorry, 70 fell off. How many did she start with? Yeah, we have to add 60 and 70 to get how many she started with. All right, number 3, Patrick's carrying some books. His teacher asked him to carry 30 more. So he has some. She asked him to carry 30 more. Now he has 110. So what did he start with? Something plus 30 equals 110. We have to just subtract to figure that out. We have to subtract 110 minus 30 to get 80 booklets because we don't know what he started with. For number 4, Patricia was carrying some pencils. Her friend took 30 of them. Patricia has 80 left. So we don't know how many she's carrying. Her friend takes 30 from her, and then she's left with 80. So we've got the 80 she's left with, plus the 30 for her friend, and then if we add those together, we'll figure out how many she started with. Notice that the numbers in these problems are related, third graders, are related addition and subtraction. Okay, I want you to look at page 398. What you're going to do, third graders, is you're going to use these numbers to fill in the missing blanks, okay? So use our 60, 130, 80, and 110, and fill them into the equations for each one. Stop the video right now if you need to, and then we'll talk about it when we come back. All right, let's look at this page. The math tools on this page, we've got Math Mountains and we've got situation and solution equations. So kind of like what I talked about when I read the problems to you and we went over the answers. You know that with the Math Mountains here, we're missing one of the addends. And with the situation is, we don't know the start, we add 70 more, and now we have 130, okay? But to solve that, third graders, we have to figure out 130 minus 70 equals what? And that's what's called as a solution equation. The situation tells us we don't know the start, okay? But we can't do it without thinking about how we're going to start, and we're going to need to subtract one of the addends to figure out what's missing, okay? For the take apart, we don't know how many altogether, right? She had to start with. So we do know that the addends are 70 and 60, how many fell off and how many are on. And so if we add those two, we'll get back to what she started with, okay? This is the situation. These are the numbers that fell off or that are on. This is what she started with and what we're trying to figure out. The solution equation is what you're doing to figure it out. And what you're doing is you're adding 60 and 70, and that's how you're going to figure it out. Okay, so that's what situation and solution equations are. We're going to do some more practice with those on the next page. So flip over to page 399. And on this page, the directions say write a situation equation and a solution equation. Okay, and then solve it. This is kind of confusing to begin with. So we're going to do one together. Okay, and do your best with the situation and solution. You need to come up with an equation. I will show you the answers so you can see what did I do. Hopefully you've come up with both the situation and solution, but if you didn't, that's okay. All right, let's look at number 7. 8 vans with the same number of students in each van took 40 students to the Science Center on a field trip. How many students were in each van? Okay, so let's think about this. What's the situation? There's 8 vans. Okay, 8 times, we don't know how many students are in the vans. There are 40 students in all. So 8 times something equals 40. That's the situation. Now to solve that, we have to divide 40 by 8. Okay, that would be the solution equation. Okay. Let's go and, well, I'll let you solve the answer. When we come back, we can talk about the answer. Okay, so keep working, third graders, on 8, 9, and 10. See if you can come up with the situation and solution equations, and we'll talk about it in a minute. Stop the video. All right, let's talk about numbers 8, 9, and 10. Before we talk about 8, 9, and 10, though, what did you get for number 7? 5 students. 5 students are in each van. All right, 8 times something. Remember, you're going to use a variable to stand for that something, equals 40 for the situation. And you had to divide 40 divided by 8, and you get 5. Now, let's look at number 8. Fiona has made some barrettes. Okay, she puts 9 beads on each. We don't know how many barrettes she made. So that's B times 9 equals 63. Now to solve that, we have to divide 63 by 9, and our answer is 7. So that's the solution equation. For number 9, the bird sanctuary has 81 birds. There are 9 birds in each section. How many sections are there? So the situation is 81 birds. We're going to divide them into groups of 9 birds in a section, and that equals S for how many sections there are. That's the situation. Solution is the same. 81 divided by 9 equals S, or we can do S times 9 equals 81, and we'll get 9 because 81 divided by 9 is 9. All right, last one. Enrique has 56 miniature cars, and he put the same number of cars on 7 shelves. So he has 56 miniature cars. He divides them onto shelves, okay, 7 shelves. How many cars are on each shelf? 56 divided by 7 equals C is the situation. Now for solution, we have to figure out C times 7 equals 56, or something times 7 equals 56. We still need to divide 56 by 7 to figure out the answer. So either you can do the multiplication or division for the solution. Okay, maybe you, and I said this a lot to my 3rd grade class, maybe you don't like division, so you think, 7 times something equals 56. What's the multiplication? Okay, instead of trying to think of it as a division. All right, 3rd graders, that's it for math today. We worked really hard, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.